कि 2015 में इफ यू लुक एट सबसे गरीब जो लोग थे हमारे यहाँ, तो 55% मतलब 55% को बिजली मिला था। और अगले 6 साल में क्या हुआ? 86% ऑफ द वीकेस्ट और द बॉटम 20% हैव इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। खुद लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास बिजली पहली बार जिंदगी में आया, कि 50% मुस्लिम्स के पास इलेक्ट्रिसिटी था 2015 में, 2020-21 में 86 के पास है। ये डेटा है 2015 से लेके 2021 तक का। So this is right after the Modi administration came into power up until the middle of the pandemic. Then we did a very sophisticated analysis by looking at the data to see, in providing amenities, is there any discernible discrimination across religious groups, social groups या religious clusters? क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ districts सब एक समान नहीं होते। We have districts that are Muslim majority, we have districts that are Christian majority, we have districts that are Brahmin majority, we have districts that are Sikh majority. मतलब you have to look, because देखिए अगर discrimination in theory करना होता है, you can always say कि उस इलाके में आप बिजली मत दीजिए क्योंकि they are never going to vote for me. So geographic clustering is a very important way to also study data. We do that and I'll show you that. The reason this objective way of studying is very important, क्योंकि जो अभी दुनिया के सब विकसित देश हैं, if you look at the OECD countries as a grouping, you will see that it was universalization of amenities. जब आम जनता में amenities available हुए, individual productivity में बढ़ोतरी आई, और जब individual productivity में बढ़ोतरी आती है, तो you are going to enjoy decades of sustained economic growth. This is also very important, not just for growth, it also impacts and reduces inequality. So amenities to the poorest segment is almost like a recipe for long-time growth. You must have heard, and this is the Prime Minister's favorite phrase, saturation of amenities. इसका क्या मतलब है? It says, every basic facility to every citizen everywhere. Because this is a recipe for long-term economic growth and reduction in inequality. This is the first set of results. What does it tell you? कि 2015 में if you look at सबसे गरीब जो लोग थे हमारे यहाँ, तो 55% मतलब 55% को बिजली मिला था। और अगले 6 साल में क्या हुआ? 86% of the weakest or the bottom 20% have electricity. अच्छा, जब इसमें डिटेल देखते हैं आप मुस्लिम्स, हिंदूज एक्सेट्रा, तो क्या दिखता है आपको? कि 50% मुस्लिम्स के पास इलेक्ट्रिसिटी था 2015 में, 2020-21 में 86 के पास है, और हिंदुओं 52% हिंदूज हैड इट, नाउ 85% है। आर यू सीइंग that it is a systematic increase? There is no discrimination. If you break it up into social classes, what do you see? Every group, चाहे वो OBC हो, SC हो, ST हो, सबका जो है massive increase हुआ है, and each of them are nearing now 90%, और ये self reported data है। खुद लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास बिजली पहली बार जिंदगी में आया, no discrimination। इसको जब आप टॉयलेट्स के रूप में देखें, बैंक अकाउंट के रूप में देखें, water on premises, now water on premises is a very tall order. We have just started that exercise a couple of years back. It will take us a long time. It will also take us a lot of money. So please appreciate that while fewer people have access to water, there is still no discrimination across religious groups or social groups. It's almost equivalent across. Mobile phone देखिए, LPG connection देखिए, no difference. Again, across religious groups, Muslims, Hindu, Christian, others, they are increasing similarly. Social groups, they're all increasing socially. Now to the younger people in the room, I highly encourage you, please go download this report. The data is publicly available data. You don't have to pay any price for it. Download it and try to read it. Try to see what the data tells. This is our growth. If you isolate it from other countries, हमारा ग्रोथ अगर आप देखते हैं तो इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट कब आता है? मतलब हमारा पर कैपिटा इनकम तो बढ़ता गया है पिछले 30 सालों में, लेकिन व्हाट आर द इयर्स जबकि एक्सपोनेंशियल ग्रोथ हुआ? 1991 में नहीं हुआ। दिस इज समथिंग पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड। 1991 we started to make the rules better. We improved the rules. We took away many restrictions. The license permit राज की जो बात होती है, हम लोग लाइसेंस परमिट्स हटाने लगे, लेकिन रूल्स हटने से या रूल्स बदलने से ऑटोमेटिकली ओवरनाइट ग्रोथ नहीं आ जाता। ग्रोथ के लिए क्या जरूरी होता है और कब होता है? आप देखेंगे अगर डेटा को क्लोजली तो हमारा ग्रोथ एक्सपोनेंशियल NDA 1 2000 के करीब हुआ। और ऐसा क्यों हुआ? रूल्स आपके फेवरेबल थे, बहुत बड़े बड़े कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर किए गए इंडिया में पहली बार, रोड कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाई गई, टेलीकॉम रिफॉर्म्स आए, इंडिया वेंट फ्रॉम बीइंग एनर्जी डेफिसिट कंट्री टू बीइंग एन एनर्जी सरप्लस कंट्री अराउंड देन. We've had some of the biggest reforms in those times. And then you see per capita income take off because unlike elsewhere in the world, India में जब government capital expenditure करती है तो private sector और करता है. तो there is no crowding out, हमारे यहाँ crowding in होता है. इसीलिए सरकार को infrastructure develop करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. अच्छा, you will say कि अच्छा economists है ये लोग तो GDP ज़्यादा करते हैं. But in my introduction you heard I'm not just I'm a development economist. I spend most of my time studying development. ये है human development indicators, जिसमें education, health, gender, environment, livability, कई ऐसे indicators आते हैं. तो हम चाइना से करीब 25 साल पीछे हैं economy wise, लेकिन development देखें तो क्या नजर आता है? The difference is only 10 years. तो ऐसा क्यों है कि while they are far richer than us, हमारे development indicators are actually catching up much better. That's the beauty of democracy. You cannot ignore any constituency when it comes to basic development spending and basic development indicators. This is a global map. और इसमें क्या देखते हैं कि जब कोविड पैंडेमिक आया तो सभी देशों में एक धक्का लगा. Economically all countries have been undershot. तो सभी देशों में देखा गया कि you have become further away from the SDGs. Sustainable Development Goals का 2030 is our deadline. Most countries have fallen behind, except a handful. India is one of them. Much richer countries, Brazil is at least 4 times richer than us. South Africa is at least 3.5 times richer than us. They have all fallen behind in the SDG timeline. How is it that India hasn't? That is a very important question you must ask. कि ऐसा क्या हुआ कि in a country that everyone expected humanitarian crisis and hunger death, India has not reported one hunger death despite having such major lockdown and such major expansion of the virus. You have not had any. So these are all outcomes of specific policy intervention. Now, beyond looking at even HDI, let me show you something about transformation of the real society in India. And I know there are many gentlemen and ladies from the police here. I'm going to show you what is happening to India in terms of rioting. Why do I show riots or why do economists study riots? क्योंकि riot का definition बहुत precise होता है. Riot is a violent episode involving 5 or more people for a common purpose. हमारे देश में up till the 1990s 1 लाख से ऊपर riots register होते थे police stations. Today that number is down to half. And you see there is a structural break. 1990s के बाद the number of riots are coming further and further down. Why am I showing you this? क्योंकि we live in the day of cell phones. हमारे यहाँ हर एपिसोड को हम बहुत बड़े नज़र से देखते हैं. We have a sense of we disproportionately give greater weightage to all forms of crime. But objectively अगर आप डेटा देखें then you will realize Indian society is far more peaceful today than it has ever been.
আপুনি চাই আছে ND24 সৰ্বশ্ৰেষ্ঠ নহয় সৰ্বোত্তমৰ দৌৰত।